One child was killed when Taliban gunmen stormed a guest house in the Afghan capital Kabul on Friday. They also held 4 people hostage for several hours before killed by security. The attack had officials in the country, which the Taliban has vowed to disrupt. For more on the story, CCTV's Callebs joins us live from Kabul. Sean.
Elaine, you're exactly right. It's been a very tense city, very tense country since the Taliban announced they were going to do everything in their power to do what they can to disrupt April 5th's scheduled elections. And once again, Friday afternoon, they proved they're able to penetrate even the most intense security forces within this city. Around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the Taliban launched an attack in an affluent area called Kartachar, just off Darlaman Road. A suicide bomber drove a vehicle up to a walled entrance to a compound, detonated that blast, and then a number of Taliban attackers went inside. Their target was a guest house of a U.S.-based charity called Roots of Peace. Now, the Taliban issued a statement claiming responsibility for the attack, and they said they went after Roots of Peace because they claimed it was a church-based, a Christian-based organization here in this Muslim country. I had a chance to speak with the country director for Roots of Peace, and he said nothing could be further from the truth. Yes, there is a church within that facility, but it has nothing to do with Roots of Peace. And, of course, he is blasting the Taliban for lashing out at innocent civilians. One person killed today, an infant, a child. Apparently, there's a daycare center near this walled compound. Ironically, we were just a couple of blocks away at the time of the blast. We were getting ready to do an interview. We were able to get down the street very quickly when the scene was still very chaotic. I want to show you what we were able to capture on tape. Conflicting information coming out from police. We know that all 4 of the attackers that were able to breach the house are dead. Whether they were shot to death or whether they detonated vests is still unclear. And that's really the situation we ran into, Elaine, when we got down to that scene. It was the immediate aftermath of the blast, very chaotic. At the time, many of the police and many of the local residents thought the target was a minor presidential candidate who also has his campaign headquarters right in that same area. But apparently that was just something that was speculation. Although the presidential candidate did come out, you may see him in some of the video wearing a bandage on his head and his arm. He came out and was blasting President Karzai for wanting to bring the Taliban into discussions about holding government offices within Afghanistan after these elections. Elaine?
Sean, what seems to be the mood among the people there, people who want to vote in these elections? Are they discouraged by all this violence lately in these seemingly safe areas?
Yeah. Firstly, I don't think there's any seemingly safe area within this city. It is incredibly tense, incredibly tense. I spent a year here 2 years ago, and the situation is dramatically different right now. We've been out, we've been able to talk to shop owners, people on the street, and everybody says within the last 8 to 10 months there has been a chilling effect within this country. Business is basically dried up. People are not going out shopping. They're not going out to restaurants. And a lot of people do dump the blame directly on President Karzai's doorstep. They say he should sign the BSA, the bilateral security agreement that would keep the United States forces within this country after their scheduled exit in 2014. Those troops, about 30,000 or so, would be here to provide security, but even more so to train Afghanistan's young army, their young police force, so they can do what they can to provide security for this country and give this country a chance to stand on its own 2 feet.
All right, Sean, we are looking forward to your reports coming up from Afghanistan. Stay safe out there.